Hi East Africa, thank you so much for being a part of the East African channel. My name is Juliana. How are you doing, guys? How is your day so far? Now, this is a channel that brings for you all your entertainment stories around East Africa, from the works of your celebrities, their lives, whatever facts we have about them, interviews, rumors, gossip, all those things. You can always find them on one channel, which is the East African Social Television with me, Juliana. Now, I know Zari fans are going to come hard at me for this, but we've been trying to compile the 10 men Zari has dated, slept with, whatever title you want to give it, you can just give it to this story. And we'll start straight away with number 10. Number 10 is Ivan Ssemwanga. The death of this business tycoon hit the entertainment industry hard. A successful young entrepreneur suffered a heart attack and succumbed to death. It is during this moment that the past life of Zari Hassan came to light. Ivan was Zari's first husband. Zari Hassan was married to Ivan Ssemwanga for approximately 12 years, and the two met when Zari moved to South Africa after staying in United Kingdom. Their marriage was relatively low-key, and Ivan continued to keep it that way even after Zari left in 2011. The two had a lavish traditional marriage. Zari Hassan's wedding, whose total expense was up to $1 billion shillings, that is up to $1 billion Ugandan shillings. Zari and Ivan had 3 sons, that is Didi, Pinto, and Quincy. In 2013, Zari divorced Ivan, hinting to the possibility of domestic violence as the reason for divorce. Whereas Zari moved on pretty quickly, Ivan still held the hope that they may get back together, as witnessed by his reluctancy to pull down photos of them on Instagram. Now, some people actually have been making up this rumor that maybe when Zari could not get back to Ivan, it's one of the reasons as to why he actually suffered a heart problem and later it took his life. We cannot confirm to that, but as you know, people will always talk. We're still doing the list, 10 men that Zari has dated. Number 9 is Diamond Platnumz, most famous for his hit song Number 1, an international collaboration. Diamond Platnumz was the next man Zari Hassan spent most of her time with. Apparently, they met on a plane when Zari requested for a selfie. The relationship then blossomed from that point till the moment Zari Hassan divorced Ivan. In 2014, Zari Hassan and Diamond got married. They had quite the romantic marriage filled with lavish gifts, surprises, and exotic holidays. Diamond actually bought Zari a house in South Africa for her birthday. Zari seemed to blossom under love. The two had 2 children during the time, that is Latifa Dangote and Prince Milan. 2 years into the marriage, scandals of Diamond hooking up with various females began to mushroom at an alarming rate. His relationship with Hamisa Mobeto is said to have caused a lot of issues in their marriage, otherwise happy marriage. It is also during this period that Zari Hassan was rumored to be spending a lot of time with her first husband. And on 14th February 2018, Zari Hassan took to Instagram, posting the famous Black Rose. Within the hour, reports of the Diamond and Zari breakup trended on the internet. Yes, she actually divorced her husband on the most romantic day of the year, which is Valentine's Day, with a black rose and a long caption. And that was as dramatic as it got. The two have attempted co-parenting, but it doesn't seem to be going on too well, if the reports are correct. Now, Zari Hassan has been trying to get Diamond to spend more time with the kids since he started seeing Tanasha Donna. It seems like there is bad blood between them, illustrated by fans' comments on Instagram. Number 8 is King Bay. Ever the queen of strategy, Zari Hassan just unveiled the man who was warming her bed on 14th of February this very year. Instead of the black rose, Zari Hassan posted a photo of gifts from her new boyfriend on Valentine's Day. If it's the Louis Vuitton flower, hobo bag, chocolates, balloons, a teddy bear, and her recent hints of a possible marriage or anything to go by, it seems like she is very happy, a woman. The shared message of the text he sent her after she prepared him a meal had fans wishing her happiness. Since Valentine's, the Ugandan socialite has been sharing treed bits of her new love. Most of the shared photos have no unique identifiers, and only her children and intimate friends know King Bey actually. Now that was until 2 months ago. 2 months ago she kind of revealed who King Bey was, and of course there are photos of him that trended on social media, and King Bey also had to fly to Uganda to visit Zari's parents in Jinja, who later on actually ended up not meeting, because apparently King Bey didn't want to go all the way to Jinja, and neither did Zari's dad want to travel to Kampala all the way just to see King Bey. So that is at number 8. Number 7 is Williams Bugeme, aka Boss Mutoto. Being a trustee of Ivan's estate, Zari flew back to be with him in his last moments and also his funeral. It was during this time that she was rumored to be dating Williams Bugembe. She shared a photo on her Instagram insisting that they just ate sausages all night. Believable? Maybe. But Boss Mutoto was of a rival gang as CEO of the Money Team, TMZ. Zari was seen to be colliding with Ivan's rival gang so soon after his death. Zari's first husband, Ivan, was affiliated with the rich gang. Boss Mutoto had come to pay his respects, and from the look of things, nothing substantial came out of these sausages. Number 6 is Isaac Lugude, aka LK4. After her divorce from Ivan Semwanga, Zari Hassan was rumored to have dated quite a number of guys. For example, Isaac Lugude, a basketball player and of course former Big Brother representative was one of them. He claims that Zari sought him out and approached him after watching him play a few times. In a phone interview following the surfacing of Zari Hassan's sex tape, he was quoted saying she was as dry as a rock. From men such as Zari's first husband and Diamond, who were always ready to defend her, this was quite a revelation. It hit us really hard. It also explains why nothing came out of it, and rumors were never confirmed. Now this guy, just forget about the part where he says Zari was as dry as a rock. They enjoyed each other's company in Kampala, as most of the time they used to be seen doing a dinner together, and they frequently used to visit the former Nando's that used to be on Kampala Road in Kampala. On number 5 of the guys that Zari has dated is Farouk Sempala. Now, immediately after LK4, that is Isaac Lugude, Zari Hassan allegedly hooked up with Farouk Sempala. Little is known about this bodybuilder, with some speculating he was a drug dealer and con man. These reports never sustained. Being out of the public eye, Farouk Sempala's relationship to Zari remains just a suspect. Most of the time, this guy, Farouk Sempala, was seen around making runs for Zari. He was more of a toy boy or house boy or something like that. Everywhere that Zari used to want to go but could not go for some reason, it's this guy Sempala who used to represent Zari. At number 4, we have DJ Shir. DJ Shir is a celebrated Ugandan DJ who came to know Zari in 2008 when she returned from South Africa to Uganda. Zari was a musician, and Shir was the biggest DJ at the time who could promote her music. They ended up dating one another. But the relationship did not last long, as Zari had to fly back to South Africa to meet her hubby, Ivan, then, and the children. Now, it was more of a one-night stand, like, let me give you some so that you can play my music and you can promote my music. It was something like that. At number 3, we have Peter Okoye, aka Peter P Square, Mr. P. Now, do you remember songs like Do Me, Busybody, Personally, Name It? They were sung by P Square. P Square were Nigerian R&B duo of identical twin brothers, Peter Okoye and Paul Okoye. They produced and released the album through Square Records. In December 2011, they signed a record deal with Akon's Convict music label, but later separated. Before they separated, they did a song with Diamond Platinum called Kidogo. It's revealed by Diamond Platinum that it's on this day that Zari exchanged numbers with Peter P Square, and later Diamond found romantic messages of Zari and Peter throwing sweet nothings to one another, and Diamond revealed this on his Wasafi FM radio. And we also remember at the time there were some awards in Nigeria, and Zari plus Diamond had to travel to Nigeria so many times, and we could see that literally Zari enjoyed P Square's, Peter Okoye's company a lot while she was always on vacations with Diamond. Number 2 is Robert Ogwal, commonly known as Rasta Rob. Yeah, the Rasta Rob MC. He's a radio presenter. If he wasn't Zari's first cut, then he was her second cut. It's said that Rasta Rob picked Zari from Ginger and brought her to Kampala, as he was a disco joker and Zari was an outgoing girl. They started up a serious affair. He came out to justify Zari's behavior and talk about the incident when Zari crashed with Anita Fabiola. First of all, I was surprised that she acted like that, because that is not the Zari I know. She used to be a calm person, but I think calling her mama, thought they had referred to her as an old woman. But calling someone mama is a sign of respect, so she wouldn't have gotten angry, Rasta Rob said in an interview with NBS television. He recalled that when they were together, she hated people looking down on her, and she always had a short temper. If she goes to a restaurant and they delay to take her order or bring her food, she would easily get hungry and even beat the waitresses up, he added. He concluded by saying that Zari is not as old as we think. She's about 45 years of age. Rasta Rob met Zari in the mid-90s in Ginger before they dated for a while, and he always proudly comes up every time he gets an interview, a chance to do an interview, and he's asked about Zari. He claims that they have made love a couple of times when Zari was just a young girl. And I'm thinking to myself, where's in this defilement? How old was Zari when they were making love with Rasta Rob? Anyway, let's get straight to number 1. Now, if it's your first time to find It's African Social Television, you want to give us a subscription, don't you forget to also touch on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on the stories that we do upload for you. And also, if you like the stories, leave us a thumbs up, and your comment sections are always welcome in the comment section. Number 1 is Jose Chameleone. Joseph Chameleone is a Ugandan Afrobeat artist and the most popular musician of his generation in Uganda and many other countries. Now, the two have rich history together. Way back in 2008, when Zari was pursuing her music career, she sought for Jose Chameleone's assistance, as you see in this photo. After years evolved and Zari was no more with Chibu Dangote, she started moving out with Jose Chameleone. The two were seen too close in the USA this year, and it's rumored that when Zari came from Miss Uganda 2019, she always spent her nights at Jose Chameleone's Segugu crib, as his spouse Daniela is also away in the US. This list was compiled by us, and you want to keep it the East African Social Television.